Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa and I am the face behind all of the YouTube videos that you've been watching. If you haven't been watching them, you should definitely check out some of the other ones. I have some really great resources for all of you. So I usually don't like to record myself and put my face on my videos because if many of you are like me, which I'm sure you probably are, one, I can't stand the sound of my own voice, and the other one is that I don't like to see myself in video. So why? Why all of a sudden am I doing this? Well, my district has finally released their plan for returning to school. I am from New York, so we are going to be starting in September, and the decision was to have everybody start 100% remotely from home in the beginning, and then we are going to phase ourselves in. So gradually, people will be coming back into the building. First, the teachers will be teaching remotely from the classrooms by ourselves with the students, and then gradually groups of students will be coming in every few weeks until everyone is back in the building, as long as obviously, everything goes well and the numbers don't go up with this COVID-19. I hope that you're all doing well and that you have either smoothly transitioned back for the schools that are already back in different parts of the state and the country and the world. And if you haven't, I really hope that whatever your district decides to do, that you slowly and smoothly make that transition over the next few weeks as schools begin to open. One thing that's clear is that we are all going to have to make ourselves familiar with technology and online resources that we're probably not comfortable with and we don't really are not familiar with them. So I want you to know two things, okay? One is you're not alone. There are hundreds of thousands of other educators all over the world that also feel the same as you do. They're anxious, they're frustrated, they might not have a clear understanding of what's going to happen when their schools go back. I definitely, I feel for you, okay? And, even myself, I get frustrated with new technology and new resources. I really have to kind of like ease myself into them and kind of, do a little bit of playing around in order to get myself familiar with them as well, which is why I make these videos, because I know how that feels. The second thing I want you to know is basically the same as the first, is that you're not alone. There are so many resources out there and people that are willing to help, like me. If you check out my YouTube channel, I have featured channels. So these are channels that I recommend for other people. Okay, there are several channels on there. Those are all the administrators and my fellow moderators from the Facebook page Bitmoji Craze for Educators. If you haven't checked out the page and you're not a member of the group, I definitely recommend that you do that. There are tons and tons of free resources, free classroom libraries, free classroom scenarios, kind of like the one that you're looking at right now where I am. Okay, people just willing to share their games, their interactive activities that they've made for their own students, and then freely sharing. Nobody charges for anything on the page. So make sure that you check out those resources and watch the rest of my videos. If there's a video that I don't have for you that you really want, check out those featured channels that of my fellow moderators and administrators from the Facebook page that you can find on my channel. If they don't have it, then in the comments below, just say, Lisa, I would love to see a video on, and then let me know what that is so that I can make sure that either myself or somebody else gets that video out to you and you can get the resources that you need in order to get going. So this video, I'm going to be showing all of you kind of like the scenario that I have right here. It looks like I'm kind of on an interactive whiteboard in a classroom. Okay, this is done intentionally. This is something that I would like to do with my parents for a, I guess depending on where you're from, some people call it a back to school night, some people call it meet the teacher or an open house. Okay, and depending on when you decide to do those within your district is going to be dependent upon how you're going to present yourself in the video. So for us, we normally have, and I teach high school level, keep that in mind, we normally have like an orientation for students in August before they go back to school, but then we have something that's called like back to school, where parents are able to come in and kind of like speak with the teachers and, see where the school is and check out their kids' lockers and, their homeroom class. So this would be basically my way of not introducing myself to the parents, because I will have, sent out notifications to them and had communication with them previously. But virtually, which I'm sure it's going to be this year, this will be my way to present all of the online resources that I'm going to make available to them, which you can kind of see over here on the bookshelf. Okay, and this is exactly what I would do, is I would record myself like this in my home classroom, which you can see behind me. Okay, my tiny little house, and I would kind of just, you know, show them like, this is where I live, this is what I'm doing, you know, kind of breaking down the walls of separation between myself and the parents. And I would go through the resources that I made available for them. So one is going to be that class app. Okay, I do have a video on how to make this. I have two separate ones. One is basically how to make the app itself, and then the other one is how to create the buttons, how to make sure that you can download the file onto your home screen of your phone so that it really has that real app feel, what size to make the slides so that it fits on both an iPhone and an Android device nicely. Okay, I can actually click on this and it'll open to, and I'm going to move myself over. It'll open to my class app. Okay, it looks kind of funky like this because it's made to fit the size of a phone. You could also make this a regular standard size slide if you think that your parents are going to want to access it from their desktops as well. Okay, so then I would go through and I would show the parents all of the options that they have available. On mine, I have a newsletter and I have weekly homework that they can check out. I have signups. I use Sign Up Genius. It's a free website that you can go on. It explains all of that in the video I have for the class app. Okay, I have linked here on the books over on the side here. Classroom library, so you can definitely do that. When you have too many slides on a presentation, sometimes it kind of like overloads the system and it's hard for students to open it up, especially depending on, you know, the type of internet connection that they have. So I would definitely not recommend to put too much in a presentation. You can definitely put links to things. I have a link here to my Google Classroom for students. I would also just let parents know that I have a link to a video showing students what it's going to look like from their perspective when they log on to Google Classroom from a home computer or a phone. This way they kind of know what to expect if they're having issues getting on. And then I have also a digital notebook here. I do have a video that is quite popular right now on how to create digital notebooks. And I believe that in the description of that video is also the link to make a copy of mine if you decide not to start from scratch, right? Why do that when we can just share with each other? And then last but not least, I have a link to my student resources, which I'll click on just to show you quickly. And it's basically my classroom right here. Just very simplistic with different apps. Now I teach ENL, so I teach students that do not speak English how to speak English, read, write, listen, okay, all the modalities. And so I obviously have here, I have an app called Duolingo. It's a free app that a lot of the students like to use. I know when I was learning Spanish, I used the app myself. So, you know, I have to say that I definitely support the app. It's great, not just because it's free, but the content is awesome. Here I have Khan Academy and dictionaries, and I have a Google Translate, Castle Learning, News ELA. Okay, these are just some of the resources that I'll be introducing to my students and using throughout the year. So if they are not really sure how to get to them or they forget the names of the websites or the resources, they can come right to our interactive classroom, click on my little resource center basket down here, and then they'll be able to just click away and get to the resources directly. So these are things that I would definitely show to my parents, so just so that they know what they can expect. Just something really quick, and if you're interested in making one of these videos, I do have here, and I'll show you the steps. I use Zoom to record. I don't use that to do synchronous learning with my students. I know that there is a lot of like a security breach, something or other with Zoom, so a lot of school districts have decided not to use it. But just to record my videos, I find Zoom is very easy. So I'm going to just put this into present mode so the slides are a little bit bigger for you, and I'm going to minimize myself because you don't really need to see me right now. When you first go to, and if you're interested in presenting this the way that I did, so you look like you're speaking to them from the smartboard, or maybe a Promethean board, whatever your interactive touchscreen board is in your classroom, or even if it's just a projector screen. You're going to go ahead and you're going to go to the Zoom website. And from here, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to go to host a meeting, and you just have to hover over top of the host a meeting with your cursor. You don't really actually have to click on it. And then this box here is going to pop up. If you want to present this with your face the way that I have, you are going to go ahead and hover over and click on with video on. Otherwise, you can always just do screen share only if you want to present just your screen. Okay, that's what I do when I normally record my videos for my YouTube channel. And then from there, for you, this may or may not pop up if you have been using Zoom before. It pops up for me just because I don't want to always say that I'm going to do something. So for me, I click on this each time. Like I said, it may or may not pop up for you. And then from there, you're going to see here I am. Okay, you're going to have yourself pop up. That's how you'll know that your video camera or your webcam is working. Okay. From there, you're going to want to go ahead and you're going to want to click the button at the bottom that says share screen. Okay, so I have a red square around it. After you do that, this box is going to pop up and you're going to decide how you want your screen displayed. So for me, I always choose right here where it says screen, and then you're going to go ahead and you're going to click share. Okay, from there, you're going to see yourself pop up in the right-hand corner. You'll see I'm acting a little silly in my video here, my pictures that I screenshotted. If you're wondering how to do that, if you ever want to make steps for students, it's just, I mean, I'm on a HP laptop, so I just hit Control Print Screen. Okay, so you're just basically taking a screenshot of yourself and you can show students, like I did, step by step, what to do. And then you can just go ahead to the shapes icon here and then make it transparent, and you can put little boxes around buttons that you want them to push to call attention. You can even do arrows if you want. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. From here, you're going to go ahead, here I am, silly again, up in the corner, and you're just going to want to move yourself down to the screen. Really just move it out of the way for the time being because the present button is behind where your little window is. So there I go, I'm moving over. Okay, and then you're going to want to click the present button. Okay, there I am, pointing to present. Once you do that, just as I had done before during my little conversation, my intro to this video, you can go ahead and you can just put your cursor at the corner, and here I'll show you here, just like any other image that you would be using in your slides, and you can maximize or minimize yourself. Okay, you can grab the bar up here and move yourself, and that's where I moved myself right into the middle of the screen. Okay, so once you're there, everything looks perfect. You'll know that you're ready to start recording. In order to start recording, oh, there we go, there's my daughter and I. She had to get into the video as well. Okay, if you just hover down at the bottom, you see mine is popping up right now. Okay, you're just going to first want to make sure that you're not muted, okay, because then you won't hear any volume. You want to go to click on more, and then you're going to go up and click record. Once you click record, you'll obviously, Zoom will start recording you, and you can start recording your message to your parents. So once you have that all set up, it will look exactly the way that it did when I presented myself here in the middle. Okay, there we go. Fill up the screen here. All right. And here I have my Bitmoji to represent myself. But again, it's nice to show your face once in a while, as uncomfortable as we are with it. But this is a really, really cute way. Something else that I would recommend if your school is like the way my school is, and you're going back maybe 2 weeks into the school year, and that's when, or maybe even 3 weeks or a month. I know every place is different when you do your open house. It's always nice to do like a student gallery and show everybody what your students have been up to. So as a great break the ice activity in the beginning of the year, especially if you're going virtually in the beginning, I do have a video for a virtual locker activity where students can go ahead and they can decorate their own locker. I have a rubric for that. If you check the video, the description, you know, you can have access to a copy of that activity as well, so you don't have to start from scratch. The rubric is linked to it. You know, you always want to make sure you set clear expectations for your students so that they know exactly what is expected of them. You know, aim the bar high, and then you can use that. And I have another video on how to set up a student work gallery. So if you want to show the parents what their children have been up to for the past few weeks and what they've been doing in class, you can watch that video and go ahead and you can set that up for them as well. This way you can invite not only parents to check that out, but you can invite your administration as well to check out, you know, the great work that your students have been doing and how they've been adjusting to online learning. So if you have any questions, always comment down below. But please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification bell so you don't miss my future videos. I hope this helped everyone. Take care, everyone, and best of luck with the upcoming school year.